Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I'm Lisa with Lisa Boone Designs, and today we're going to be repainting this table. My daughter had wanted me to paint it green, and so I went ahead and I painted it. I thought I was gonna love it, but I've had it sitting here in the house. I haven't touched it, and I do not love it. I don't love it. Now, she likes it. Before we go any further, let's take a look back at what this table looked like when I first got it. It was in really bad condition, but I loved the style of it, the size of it. They're enormous tables, and I really liked the gold brass. And there's Simon helping me analyze the situation, and both tables needed work. So I began with sanding down the top. And I started looking at the wood that was underneath, and I was floored. Have you ever seen wood like this? Huge, huge difference. So we're going to be painting in one color today, and we're going to be talking about that, the pros, the cons, what you can expect. A lot of people like to paint in one color. I typically don't. I like blending, I like chippy looks, I like just the aspects of the clay and using it and bringing out all of the strengths and with how it blends so well. Like, I just love DIY paint because of the clay and because of all of the things that you could do with texture. And so typically I don't paint with one color, but because this is like a mid-century modern table, we are gonna do only one color. But here's the thing, I'm definitely not painting this. It's so unique, and what I found is that it's called Tamo. It's Japanese wood, T-A-M-O. I've never used this color on its own. I think I've only used it once or twice blended with boho blue, which actually looks really pretty. And I think I did another piece that was green, and I used this, but I used all the greens. So I've never used this on its own, and here we go. So I'm gonna use a little artist brush just to get in here. The light sanding to remove the texture, and I sealed it with Big Top. I want to show you the difference between a carbide scraper and sanding. If you want to remove the paint, especially if it's DIY paint, it's chalk, it has chalk in it, and so it's very dusty. See all of the dust? You see it flying everywhere. It'll get everywhere, and if it gets wet, it will reconstitute into paint. That's just a little tip. And I had a good bit of paint here, but it got very, very chunky, like to about here. So a good, there was still a good bit of paint left in here. So a couple of weeks ago, I just put water in it and just closed it up and let it go. And then this morning when I went to use it, it was still really thick. So I just stirred it up. It's probably more liquidy than what the paint usually is. The black paint is usually really thick, but no fear, because DIY paint is highly pigmented. You can water it down 10-to-1. It just helps to stretch the paint a little bit further, and you can do more painting. So sometimes you just have to start over, and it's okay. It's perfectly okay if you don't love it. It's just paint. And I love that I can repaint over something and start fresh. Whether it's something that I just don't like, or maybe something that's been sitting and hasn't sold, I can just repaint it. And it takes minimal effort. You don't have to sand it all the way down and start over. Just paint over it. If you've waxed it, you can use a little bit of mineral spirits or just a light sanding if it's been a few months. You don't have to take off the finish. And so I hope that this encourages you. And if you've ever had a project that you had to start over, let me know. Now here for the table legs, I am going to be using Posh Chalk Pigment in Byzantine Gold.
I absolutely love this product. It is amazing. You can mix it with the Posh Chalk Infuser. I mixed it with Big Top.
I'm a furniture painter. I like to paint furniture. I mean, this piece is wood. That's probably one of the few, and I have a Victrola over there. But soon, very soon, I'm going to take that nasty varnish and stain off, and I'm going to redo that because it's in bad condition. But we love that piece, and it's gonna stay wood. And see, that's another piece that we started on the, on the DIY paint page. I was a redo, and I'm not finished with it because I need a new top. So
It's so easy to clean up DIY paint. Don't worry about taping and taking your time and painting cleanly. It's so easy. Just use a baby wipe. So I didn't realize that there was an issue with this table. The whole piece was missing. And so I took this amazing mold, and it's a two-part. You mix it together, equal parts, and you just play with the dough until it becomes one solid color. If it's marbled, keep going. And it's a solid yellow color, you're good to go. And so simply apply it on a good piece, and you're just gonna make a mold to be able to fill in for the other one. Now, originally I thought about using resin, the fast dry resin, and I wasn't thinking that this was going to be angled and it's going to be hard to keep the resin in there. So I ended up using IOD's Air Dry Clay. Just make sure that you get it nice and firm so that you get a good casting mold for the piece that you want to replicate. After 20 minutes, you can go ahead and remove it, and there's the mold. And that's when I realized I can't use resin. What am I thinking? So I pulled out the clay, and you just play with it a little bit in your hand, and I went ahead and pancaked it out so that I could make sure that I had enough. And then I filled it into the mold and made sure that it was nice and smooth and in there really well from start to finish. And then I removed the excess. I applied it to the table using Titebond's Quick and Thick. It's my go-to glue. And then I use that little tool to just perfect it and remove any of the excess clay. And I'm excited to introduce a brand new top coat by Sweet Pickins. It's called Final Finish. It is an amazing top coat, extremely durable. And I could not wait to try it because it literally arrived just in time. And I had to try it with DIY paint. And it worked exceptionally well. In order to avoid streaking, I always recommend to add a little bit of your dark paint to your top coat. It is an acrylic based top coat, and it is highly durable. 2 coats and you're done, and I absolutely love it. You can find it on my website, lisaboondesigns.com. I did apply 2 coats of the Posh Chalk Pigment to the table legs, and I'm just showing you here another look at the mixing of it. You just want a paste consistency. You don't want it too liquidy unless you want a sheer look, and you can do that. And it dries super fast, and it looks like liquid gold. It is an incredible product. If you ever want to try it, you can go ahead to my website, lisaboondesigns.com. On the first table, I had originally sealed the top with DIY Paint's Big Top. And I want to show you the difference with this unfinished and finished side. Here I'm going to take the Sweet Pickins Milk Paint Final Finish Top Coat. It's very liquidy, so you want to be careful. You don't want to have runs. You want to make sure that you go over that, but don't over brush your top coat. Here's what it looked like after it was sealed, and I did go back to the other table and apply the final finish on it as well. And in order to freshen up the inside of the drawers, I like to use Sweet Pickins Milk Paint's clear wax. It is amazing. It smells like lemon. It just revives and refreshes the inside of your drawers, but you could also use it on the outside, of course. Here's a look back at to what the table looked like, just to remind you of the original table and the disrepair and how just ugly it looked. And here's the final finish. I'm only kidding. I'm going to show you the actual reveal. Here we go. Rummy wanted to be a part of it to show you. He was excited as well. I love the way these tables turned out. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this look? I love that I left the drawers in the natural wood as well. It's typically something that I don't do because I like to paint. But in this case, it was so great. I cleaned up the hardware using Barkeeper's product, and they cleaned out so well because originally I was going to paint them with the Posh Chalk, but they cleaned up so well with that. And the legs look great. The Posh Chalk Pigment did a wonderful job. DIY Paint, Sweet Pickins Milk Paint, all of these products work so great together. Again, hit me up on my website if you want to purchase these products, lisaboondesigns.com. If you have any questions, please comment below. Let me know what you think about this reveal as well. I love it. I really do. And it's available right now in my store at Now and Then. Of course, you can find all of the details, all of the links in the description below. I hope that you'll like and subscribe and share this. Help me grow my small channel. I am really wanting to hit 1,500 subscribers. So anything you can do to help me is greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much for watching this video and for commenting and for your kindness. I so appreciate it. I hope that you have an incredibly blessed day. Ciao.